whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. Wherever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe this evening. Welcome to another edition of Gavin Richard Presents here on channel YouTube, on channel gboot2786 and Gavin Richard, which are all on YouTube. And if you're watching on Periscope, Gavin Rich 2786, as well as Facebook on my Facebook page, Gavin Richard. Today's topics we will be discussing, first and foremost, an update on the Bill Cosby case, vax that thing up, and a special thank you to our 1,000 plus subscribers. Yes, we've reached a milestone. Instead of being banned, being suspended here on YouTube and a bunch of other things, you guys have clicked that like and share and subscribe button and have made this possible. So I want to give a special thanks to you all this evening. So without any further, y'all know how we do things. It's time to get on up.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, cause on the dance floor is where we're looking. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop, I'll do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you're breathing, you're achieving. So if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up, baby. Yeah, gotta get on. Come on, baby, gotta get on up, baby. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Gotta get on up, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's up. Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Y'all should know the ladies in the house heard the song and were dancing. So I'm gonna have to get them to come on and do a dance when the song comes on. Welcome everyone to another edition. Hold on one second. Of Gavin Reshaw Presents here. All right. Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Gavin Reshaw Presents only on our channel, YouTube channel GBoo2786. Welcome on Gavin Reshaw as well as Facebook and on Periscope. Again, whoever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. I see we got our fellow community in here as always. Bossa Queenie. I see Queen Consciousness. Why you got the eyes at me like that, Queen? Derek Bailey, One Who Cares, a bunch of you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't anticipate this live stream being that long, although even when I say that, guys, I go longer than I'm supposed to, just like a pastor. And Bishop Scott, you can relate to that, because you pastors do that all the time. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm back on Twitter, and most of you may not know this, but I got suspended for, and I feel honored, honestly, for a whole week over at Twitter. And y'all know Twitter, they have their rules and regulations that they don't want you to violate and so forth when you get into it with people, although they have flat out pornography on Twitter that you can find, and these far leftists who that push this how can I say, I don't want to say Marxist Leninist agenda, but basically they engage in bullying people who are on that crowd, the feminists, the pro-LGBT. If you say something that they don't agree with, and there wasn't even anything about that. It was more about what was going on with the Bill Cosby case, and we'll talk about that first in a second. But I was okay, I'm sorry, I gotta notice that. Yeah, but I got blasted for defending myself. So I said I was gonna dance. I said I would set up something with I would set up something where we could do a dance when that song comes on. Yeah. We can do that one day. I'll do a video, y'all can see that. What's up, Kamal? The other lawyer that I had, the only other lawyer that I had was Andrew Jones. Y'all want Andrew Jones to come on the channel again and talk about mysterious deaths? The other one I had was, if you're talking about Albert Lanier, shout out to Al. Al is the investigative reporter that comes onto the channel. He's also on Ron's channel as well. And we were going to do we're going to be, of course, keep doing mysterious deaths case. I would like to do a few on. Let me know which ones you want to do on. There's one in particular that I would like to talk about. I won't say at this point, but there are some that I'm interested in doing. Obviously, mysterious death. One person might be the mysterious death of Otis Redding, Paul Williams of the Temptations, because he died mysteriously. A few others. I don't know. A few other people. Few other people. But anyway, I digress, guys. So, yeah, I got suspended for defending myself. Now, of course, Twitter. Y'all know where Twitter is located, right? So, y'all check this out. It's no surprise if you speak up or you speak out against LGBTQ, and that wasn't, or they can attack you and not get punished. I did one on Sam Cooke, Queen Consciousness, but maybe one. I'll let y'all know which one I'd like to do on, but I want you to look at this. This is where Twitter is headquartered, so San Francisco. And I guess we can figure out, we know already what goes down in San Francisco. Literally. Yeah, Sam Cooke. I've done one on Otis Redding. James Brown may be one. Even some of the children of some of those celebrities, I mean, I've heard have died even mysteriously. Like James Brown's son said that his brother Teddy, which was from another relationship that Ted, yeah, literally. Yeah, that's right, Dan. That Ted had, that James had with another woman, said he was killed via Klansman. So there have been a few other people. Yeah, hello Bernard. But yeah, y'all see it right there, San Francisco. So is it a surprise that you're not going to get a fair hearing if you speak out against LGBTQ? You want to appeal your ban on Twitter? I doubt it. It's not a surprise to me. Excuse me. The man who made a deal with the devil. I don't know who that one is. I've heard about that one. Yeah, that's in fact, James Brown had a movie. Let me just show y'all this. Tony Scott, they directed a movie. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but some years ago, it's called, this was a short with Clive Owen. Clive Owen, Gary Oldman. Yeah, Gary Oldman played the devil, and James Brown was in it. Tony Scott directed it. It was a short film. I don't want to play most of it because y'all know how they are about the copyrights and so forth. But y'all can go just look at this this YouTube page, Man Dudes Videos and More. Shout out to them. They have that there. You know, the guy you're talking about though, Kamel. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I think it was Robert Johnson. That's who you're talking about. Right. Robert Johnson was a young bluesman desperately longing for fame and fortune, and at the stroke of midnight, he walked down to the windswept crossroads. As they say, see you at the crossroads, like Bone Thugs and Harmony. There's a reason behind it. At the junction of Highway 61 and 49 in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and he made a deal with the devil. That's what it's called, crossroads. They had a movie with Ralph Macchio some years ago in the 80s. If y'all hear that, that's Dad who just joined us. Right. Ralph Macchio did a movie back in the day, and based off of that folklore, based off of that legend. Now, how true it is, I don't know. I think there's such thing as a devil, of course. And people do sell their souls. I mean, there's no doubt about that. If they don't literally sell their souls, where the devil manifests himself physically in their presence, they still do it with the type of deals that they make, the songs they push. We see it today. Look at Lil Nas X. What's the name of that movie that I can find it? Hold on. Robert Johnson was the blues singer that made a deal with the devil, but the movie that I'm talking about was in the 80s. Crossroads. That's what it was called. Right, and he made right, and this actor Joe Seneca, he played Willie Brown, who was a musician and friend of Johnson's, and they did a guitar battle against the devil to win his soul back. So yeah, so I mean that's stuff. Walter Hill directed it. That's who directed 48 Hours and another 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte. I want the Iceman, God damn it! I had to do that for Nicole. I'm talking about. Pay attention. On Twitter and the stuff that they promote, man. The hell is wrong with y'all? Okay, you from the Night Ward. Shout out to you, Jerome. Yeah. All right. Hi, baby doll. Nice to see you. All right. So that's that. I wanted to talk about some update. Let's get into it. Yeah, but y'all see what we battle it with Twitter. Think of some things in the chat which celebrity deaths that may interest you. I shouldn't. Interested sounds bad, but interested in debt, but macabre. But yeah, we'll go ahead and look at some stuff that we want to talk about, particularly. Yeah, Otis Redding might be one. The death of Paul Williams. Even James Brown's death, because they're actually reopening and investigating that as we speak. A couple of years ago, the DA out in Fulton County, Paul Howard, had reopened the case because remember James Brown died in Atlanta, Georgia on Christmas Day. I remember that Christmas Day 2006, and apparently people are claiming he was poisoned to death. So that might be something to keep an eye on. The Godfather of Soul killed. That's interesting. Anyway, I guess we'll get into this. So earlier this week, we had Vax That Thing Up. Now, it had to be New Orleans. Of course, y'all have seen, I haven't seen I've heard and seen the reactions on Twitter because while I was on Twitter, I could not comment or like a tweet or share anything or anything like that, but I could read what was going on. And I saw various people about this Vax That Thing Up, this campaign that they're doing to get the Black community vaccinated. They've had to go out to all the way to the 90s for the 2000, 99 for the 2000 to get Juvenile so that he could remix Back That Thing Up. And he did it with the cooperation of this Black dating app, this BLK Dating. So honestly, I think they were paid by the CDC.
You're finna online date chat, find a mate chat, open up BLK ass, okay yeah, profile picture looking nice chat, reading right chat, precise chat, but before you find a date chat, you gotta wait chat, gotta go back to Nate chat, get it straight chat. Girl, you look good, want you fax that thing up. You's a handsome young brother,
now, how much money? Juvie. I love you, Juvie. But bro, this wasn't it. Was the money that low? So essentially what they're getting at is before you date, before you have sex with someone, they're making it like putting on a condom. Essentially, getting the vaccine shot. You got to vaccinate before you go out with your mate. Yeah, I was trying to rhyme on that one. I can believe this is almost similar, and Judge Joe Brown talked about this. This is like get your booty to the polls. If y'all remember when we did a video about get your booty to the polls, and they got the women out there dancing on the polls, throwing out voter registration cards like it was money to get blacks out to vote. And that chick who works with BET, which is obviously that's no surprise because they pander to black people. They went ahead and pushed that stuff. I was on the Judge Joe Brown show listening to when the judge was talking to him. But I'm gonna finish playing the video. If they give me a copyright strike, they give me a copyright strike.
You need to vax that thing up. Feeling free all night, you need to vax that thing up. Girl, you look good, want you vax that thing up. You's a handsome young brother, want you vax that thing up.
Handsome young brother. Oh my. Now, so Juvie, I think what they did this for this dating app.
No holding hands, chick. But when we get the shot, we gonna be romancing.
Man, why Manny Fresh always look like a butch lesbian? The same haircut. I know somebody that looks just like him.
We gonna be romancing, girl, you be the queen. After quarantine, we could meet up at the spot and we could do the thing. Internet date chat, I'm the mate chat. Download the app, shorty, you ain't gotta wait chat. I love it when you hold me, eggplant emoji. You could be the young hot thing, I'll be the OG. Girl, you look good, want to vax that thing.
They got Manny Fresh and they got Mia X in it. Mia X who battled cancer.
Girl, you look good, want to vax that thing. I'm used to decent looking brother, want to vax that thing up. I can post it, need to vax that thing up. Heard immunity, want to vax that thing up.
If you wanna get sticky and hot, go get the shot. If you wanna smash some to the sky, go get the shot. Go get the shot, go get the shot. BLK says
they ruined the classic. If you wanna get sticky and hot, go get the shot. Get the shot. Get the shot. Yeah. No, that's
Smash
that.
with Scott.
Vax Thing Up, Smash with Scott. This has gotten over 2 million. Now look at the views, likes to dislikes. There are 13,000 likes and there's 16,000 dislikes. This is my first time tuning into this. And they say the agenda is real. Looks like something SNL would make. Well, no, this is funny, guys. So SNL wouldn't put that because they don't make anything that's funny. Maybe in Living Color or Mad TV. But I dare a DJ to play this in the club. I lost it when they had Juvie throwing the COVID vaccine cards like dollars. Yeah. I was how much they paid Juvie? Did he really need the money for this? So no, they're talking about getting the shot. I got Dad here. Mia X actually spoke, and a group of people. There's been backlash. This is, Juvie spoke to TMZ saying he was skeptical about doing it, but then he decided to use it to educate people.
So tell us how this came together.
Vaccine.
Well, the day that BLK got at us about, doing a remix to back that ass up for the site, for the dating site. When at first I was kind of skeptical about it. But when I heard it was about vaccination and convincing people before they go out to date or look for a date or have any dates, they should make sure that person that they're dealing with is vaccinated. And I just thought it was a great idea to get to some of the youth, a lot of the people that look like me. A lot of us ain't. I've been vaccinated, but a lot of us still not educated on it, scared of it. Just think about how many lives we will save and how many people that will go out and get vaccinated because of this. And think about,
that's
where we are as a people right now. We're the last people to get vaccinated. So I think we need to really focus on our people and everybody around us and our loved ones and actually go get vaccinated. One of my close friends just told me this morning, his son actually went out and got vaccinated because he saw the Vax That Thing video. So I feel like I've already saved one life. So it's already positive for me.
Hey, I noticed. It looks like you're on a set for something. What are you shooting today?
Oh, we had Made by Juvie. Well, I set the setup because I knew I was going to be doing TMZ. And I'm trying to show off some of my
I like that. So, all right, I heard about this. Tell us, Made by you. This is something you kind of picked up during quarantine, right?
Yeah, during quarantine, started making furniture. Started making furniture, tables.
Let me stop that. I'm not interested. Oh, I got Dad here. If there's an advocate, my father's an advocate for vaccinated. He and my mother, they've got the vaccine. Several other family members have gotten it. They've been on the warpath to try to get me to do it. But I have to ask you, when you saw the video, Dad, come in closer. Y'all be respectful, because I know a lot of my people on the chat, they don't believe in getting it, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. So what did you think of the video? I just want to ask you that.
If you got people to get the vaccination, I'm all for it.
You don't care about the video and what it promotes?
What's promoting the vaccine? People taking the vaccine. I understand about the girls and skimpy clothes and everything. And that's,
you don't think it's stereotypical that they have to approach Black people in a way?
I think they could have used a better approach, but you use what relates to people to get them where you want them to be, and that's what they did. They took advantage of the contemporary music and the appeal to.
They butchered a classic.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, it's just a song.
Very finished.
And they wanted people to get vaccinated, and if that gets through to people, because this is a dangerous variant that's out here right now, the D variant, and there's another variant that's showing up. It's the Lucifer variant.
So what?
Lucifer.
So wait. there was Delta. I have to be careful too because YouTube will ban this video even for me talking about vaccines. That's how bad things have gotten when you don't even have freedom of speech to agree or disagree. Some people have never even gotten vaccinated for anything and have been healthy.
Yeah.
But I thought so. For the last 2 weeks, I've been hearing the Delta variant. Now you're saying
Right.
there's another variant called Lucifer.
I don't care what you call it. The point
No,
is,
but it is
yeah,
important because names. When you
I
say
understand.
Lucifer,
You talk, a more dangerous virus.
the devil. Yeah,
that's what they're trying to say. But the idea is that viruses will do what viruses do, and their sole purpose of a virus is to survive. It doesn't think, it doesn't eat, it doesn't drink, it doesn't differentiate between hosts. It'll jump wherever it survives, and it's going to mutate. It's going to change. That's what viruses do. They will change, and the more they change, the more destructive they become. So when you have a virus that mutates, it takes over one person, then goes to another and mutates again, you can't fight it. The idea is the more people that are vaccinated, the less change, the less possibility for change, hence the less possibility for a more dangerous mutated form of a virus that you cannot defeat or control.
Well, let me ask you, how is it that in nations in Africa, I don't know if you noticed, but there are several nations in Africa who have never been vaccinated, have no report of a COVID outbreak.
All I know is that
Haiti doesn't even, the Haitian president who was just assassinated, they weren't allowing vaccines.
Well,
and
that's them.
Now all of a sudden, I don't know why the motive behind him being assassinated, but he gets killed. Now they're requesting the United States troops to come in to help stabilize it.
Well,
and reportedly they're now even shipping vaccines to them. But they've had no outbreaks, nothing of that magnitude.
I don't think you're correct with that. I think I
am correct.
Data,
I've read it.
I have seen data with COVID in Africa.
I didn't say it in Africa. I said in certain African nations.
Okay, I stand corrected. But COVID is worldwide.
Okay.
And COVID is a very destructive organism. And this Delta strand that we're all focusing on now is going to be more detrimental than the previous strain. And the person who gets it is going to have a decreased chance for survival. It's going to be more destructive, and there are going to be more side effects to it than if you had taken a vaccine. And so for the sake of your loved ones, for the children, because we're coming up on school years now, and you're going to be, the COVID is going to be competing with the flu. And it's going to be important that people don't abandon taking the flu vaccine, because that's another dangerous disease or a virus that can kill people. And you have, on top of that, you have the pneumonia vaccine, pneumococcal vaccine. People have to take that. So, the more you alert your immune system to viruses that are possible for change and affecting that organism, the safer you are. Viruses are safe. I'm sorry, vaccines are safe. This is a vaccine that everyone should take to develop what is called the herd immunity. That is, the more people that are vaccinated, the less chance for disease, the less chance for a variant to develop and you not being able to find a vaccine to fight it or combat it.
Okay, well, but my understanding, this is even different than a flu vaccine. A flu vaccine has a dead virus in it. This is nanotechnology.
That's correct. It is
that they've used, and people are apprehensive, which is their right, because you have something that you're essentially. This has been approved only for FDA emergency only, not. It has not been fully authorized. My understanding by FDA is for FDA emergency use. So when you have Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson, and then when the vaccines started to come in, like Johnson & Johnson, for instance, we were hearing the side effects of blood clots. Then you hear myocarditis, which is the inflammation of the heart in young people. So when you hear stuff like that, it does make you apprehensive.
Well, you have
when
to-
you hear something like that. It's
You
not
see-
people who are like, I've seen people who are ignorant that just went the shot, didn't care what was in it, didn't ask questions. You have to ask questions if you're dealing with your health.
Yeah, but most of our people are of the mindset that they're putting something in the vaccine to hurt Black people. They're putting a chip in it. They're putting something else in it. This is not the Tuskegee experiment. This is they're not trying to, people are not trying to hurt Black people.
Well, I'm going to say this. People can decide what they want to do and what they want to put. That's fine. But when you are pandering now to this aspect, because they see that a lot of African Americans aren't getting this, and you pander by, like, what get your booty to the polls. You're using strippers to try to educate Black people on. No, wait, hear me out. Yeah, you're using strippers to educate Black people, Black men in particular, on their political power, and you use hip hop. Now you use Juvenile, which was to promote a dating app, really. The BLK dating. That's who he spoke with, and he decided to mix the video with Mia X and with Manny Fresh. So I think I would, if it were a group of Black doctors that were talking about it, that would make more sense to me versus seeing Juvenile.
Yeah, it was disgraceful. But they have the idea that this is the only way we can get to the Black people, the young Black people. This is the only way. We have to present them with.
But it's going to push young Black people, I think, spawners even back further when they see something like, because that's how you got to reach me.
Well, apparently the young Black people are not taking advantage of the fact to get vaccinated. It's almost an act of desperation.
Yeah, like I said, it was just like with get your booty to the polls. I want to play this. Godfrey went off on the back.
What have we come to, everybody? What have we come to?
Shout out to Forgotten
Juvenile
Kings TV for this.
and Manny Fresh. We all know them from the past, Southern rappers, man. Good shit. And who paid them to do this? Vax that ass up. Vax that ass up. I mean, what have we come to? You know what I mean? Now, I can understand, okay, listen, I know you're trying to get a bag or whatever. Someone must have paid your ass so you can get Black people to take a vaccine, whatever the fuck. I would rather them say, hey, my name is Manny Fresh, this Juvenile. Y'all need to get your vaccine. But you decided to use your song and replace it with Vax that ass up. Who the fuck came to these dudes? I know it had to be somebody white. It's like, hey, Juve, they probably called him Juve to be hip. Hey, Juve, Manny Fresh, oh my God, big fan. Well, we brought you in here we just had a really great idea. For some reason, I'm feeling Puff Daddy right now. I want to, remix King. That's the Puff Daddy in me. Listen, we were thinking that song, Back That Ass Up. We were trying to use it as an advertising thing. Instead of saying back that ass up, to vax that ass up. Huh? What you think, Juvie? And Juvenile's like, hey, yeah, we can do that. I'm sorry, Juvenile, but your name describes the situation. What are we doing, man? What are we doing?
Open up the okay ass.
And the fact is, the song is whack as fuck, yo. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I don't really care. But I had to fucking talk about this shit. And I'm not the only one talking about it. This shit was corny as fuck. Just tell people, hey, why don't you go get a vaccine? But you think that we needed a beat. You think black people are like, man, I ain't getting no damn vaccine, man. I'm gonna need a beat. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Vax that thing up. They have never, Queen Conscious says, they've never cared about black people being safe. You think they care now? Check out the VAERS report, black people, and Queen Conscious, because a lot of the people who are on here, of course, I had Queen Shakur and so forth. They are not in favor of vaccines at all, period. A lot of people aren't, and they don't trust the government and so forth. And it stems from, part of it stems from Tuskegee, but also is just things that they've seen reported and what they've been trying to do in recent years. But this took the cake. I don't know if this was worse than get your booty to the polls. They're about what and what. Probably, you know what? This is worse because it ruined the classic. This was, Back That Ass Up was a classic from when I was a kid in the 90s. I was about 13 when that song dropped. So, and that changed the game, especially putting NOLA on the map. So it was disappointing to see Juvie and Manny Fresh and then Mia X of all people. Mia is a professor over at Loyola. She teaches hip hop. Butterfly 70 says, if they give me my reparations check, Butterflies promise to move furthest away from population on my own island instead of getting a vax. They're not telling us everything on mainstream media. And she's talking about people that have died from it. Well, I can say too, in fairness, there are always complications from vaccines and medicines that happen. Less than those that may die from an actual virus. And even with the COVID-19 things that were reported, I had heard even some of that in hospitals. I've seen reports where some of it may have been even exaggerated because they don't list who has underlying health conditions, or they've had situations where they've added made that the primary cause, but they may have had. And you can actually have two different causes of death. Or you can have a primary cause and a secondary. So that does happen. But, if you're going to get vaccinated, don't do it because Juvenile tells you to go get vaccinated. And certainly do not avoid going to get vaccinated because someone on YouTube tells you. You make your own decision. That's what I would say. It said 10,000 is a lot of people, but I believe they have neural chips inside.
No.
And also HIV strands and other illness strands in the vax.
No.
FDA has not officially approved the vaccine yet. I'm not anti-vax, but I am anti-guinea pig. They are not saying that anyone died from the virus. So I don't know about that one, Queen, because there have been some people I know that have died from it.
Yeah, I know people that have died from
They
it.
may have not been. Now, that may have not been. Now, if they don't list the primary cause, like say you have somebody that's in there in the hospital that catches COVID, but they have stage 4 lung cancer. Well, the odds are in favor of the cancer being obviously the leading cause of death. And COVID just may have rapidly increased everything. But make your own mind up. Y'all want me to go vax Thang Up, huh?
It's going to be a very difficult disease to fight.
But that was an awful commercial.
Especially if you have underlying conditions. If you're diabetic, if you have asthma or had asthma as a child, if you have underlying heart conditions, it's a very difficult disease to fight. Very painful, very difficult.
If someone you knew took the vaccine and then died later, how would you feel?
I would feel bad because of the death, but it's not this. I would not say that the vaccine caused it.
Well, if they did, You wouldn't say it, but if the autopsy reveals there was a reaction to it.
Well, if it's a reaction, yeah,
But I
I
mean,
understand that. But there are reactions to any vaccine. You can get a reaction to any shot. You can get a reaction. You can be taking aspirin all your life, or Tylenol, or ibuprofen, Motrin, all your life, and then you take it one time and you have a reaction to it.
yeah, I also know people who have taken it and they're fine.
That's true. And more people.
But I think, but what's the long-term effects of it? Nobody knows what the long-term effects is.
And not had a reaction
Sure.
than people who have taken a vaccine and had a reaction. And you have to go along, and the percentages are in your favor. If you take the vaccine, the percentages are in your favor that the vaccine will help you develop an immunity to the particular virus, to the COVID virus. It allows your body to fight, to build up immunity.
My person. Computer robot says that he took the vaccine and he felt the side effects, which I went to sleep, and when I started to feel both hot and cold, and I had to turn on both the heater and the fan.
Yeah, it's like a flu virus.
I know people who have taken it and gotten violently ill. All right, well, that's enough of that. All I will say is be safe. I've been fine so far. Even before they had a vaccine, I've exercised precautions. So
and even if you take the vaccine, still wear your mask. Wear your mask.
But now they're saying if you're taking it, you can take the mask off. So
no,
it's just inconsistencies you're hearing.
It's better to take the mask and be careful to put the mask on, because you don't know who's sitting next to you or around you that have not taken the vaccine and is carrying the COVID virus.
Okay. Well, I have to be careful what I say on YouTube. I'm trying not to get suspended because I got I just got this channel monetized, or I'm in the process of monetizing it. I wear my mask all the time. Yeah, I wear mine too. I never leave without it. Dan says he just doesn't feel comfortable until it's officially approved. But I got to move on to some other things, guys. And that is a good point too. It isn't just black people that it's open to. There are white people who obviously I know who have taken it. Tom has taken it, a few others, but I understand what they're doing about it. But the pushing it. Roslyn says she's good wearing her mask in general. Okay. Papa Richard. All right, so let's do an update on the Bill Cosby case. If y'all want, y'all can check out that BLK dating app, but although I don't need it. So I had a very interesting conversation this past Friday morning. I had gotten off the phone. I got off the phone. I was on the Judge Joe Brown show, but I spoke with Andrew Wyatt. And you guys know who Andrew is. Obviously, he is Bill Cosby's spokesperson. He was on the Cole's View earlier today. Shout out to him. And this is just, if you've been living under a rock, you obviously do know who Andrew Wyatt is and what he looks like, but I'll just share this with you. Bishop says he's 69 and has not taken the vaccine. Of course, Bishop. But of course, y'all know Andrew Wyatt. So I spoke with him on Friday, and I got to talk with him. And this was on Judge's show, and he thanked me. He said Bill Cosby and Camille Cosby thanked me personally for what I did. I had the opportunity, you guys may not know this, but I wrote a letter. I wrote a letter to Mr. Cosby, but I also wrote a letter to, I'll just say it, to the State Bar Association out in Pennsylvania. And I wrote basically a complaint, and it made news against Kevin Steele. Now, you all know who Kevin Steele is. Kevin Steele is the little twerp that got Bill Cosby locked up under false. I spelled this name wrong. This little twit. This is the man, and this is a Democrat, by the way, guys. This is a Democrat. This is a guy who did not have an airtight case against Cosby, did not have probable cause. He ran his campaign on getting and locking up Bill Cosby, and he engaged in what I thought was a lot of unethical behavior at the trial. Personalizing himself, he and his staff personalizing themselves to the jury during closing arguments. You can't do that. In fact, that came up during the George Floyd, excuse me, my mistake, the Derek Chauvin trial. He made a lot of, he made that ad about electing me and I'll lock Bill Cosby up. I believe also he likely colluded by all facts and purposes, for all intents and purposes, for things that I've heard. He colluded with the judge's office, with Judge William O'Neill, to actually go after Mr. Cosby and make sure that there was a conviction. I'm going to share with you all, Dad just stepped out. I'm going to share with you all, though, the letter that I wrote. I didn't get to speak to Mr. Cosby, no, unfortunately. But Nicole spoke to him. But I'm going to share with you all and read that letter, what I wrote. And I really don't need any accommodation for it, but I'll just read it to you. And essentially what I did, I stated to the disciplinary board, I said, "Dear sir or madam, on or about May 22nd, 2018, I sent a letter via prepaid postage concerning my displeasure, sadness, and frustration at the trial proceedings concerning Dr. William H. Cosby Jr. at the hands of District Attorney Kevin Steele and his assistants. I had respectfully requested that an investigation take place as to the various ethical and constitutional violations that had occurred at Dr. Cosby's trial this past April. I will also extend that to the presiding judge in that matter, Judge Stephen O'Neill." Now, it's fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'll make this point. They cannot investigate a judge, not the disciplinary board not the disciplinary board for the attorneys, but the judicial committee. They're different branches. The judicial committee, or the judiciary, they investigate the judges, whereas the State Bar Association disciplines the attorneys for any malfeasance that may have occurred or is alleged to have occurred. So since that time period, several respected attorneys across the country and abroad have blasted this conviction, as pop culture and mainstream media played a role in securing this guilty verdict. Mr. John Davis, an international lawyer, called the case sleazy backwoods justice. Joey Jackson, legal analyst for CNN, called the trial a miscarriage of justice and it should not have been brought. Furthermore, many people, including myself, believe that Judge O'Neill and DA Steele were respectively prejudiced and overzealous. In conclusion, I am respectfully asking once again that this disciplinary board please investigate and have a fair trial, fair and balanced look into these court proceedings. I do know that through his attorneys, I put that apostrophe there, that was incorrect on my part. Dr. Cosby is planning to appeal his conviction. However, that should not hinder this honorable board to look into this matter. Bill Cosby was not only the only person on trial, our legal system was as well. Thank you. Yours truly, Gavin M. Richard. So I wrote that. I had several other letters that I wrote. And so I'm updating. I'm not going to talk too much about Cosby for a while unless they have some new developments. But I want to shout out Nicole from Nicole's view, because without her, first and foremost, we would not be hearing and pushing from different voices, from myself, Ron Hurd, Harvey Superboy, Drew Story News. I want to thank them. But Nicole was the one that really started this first. She was actually at the trial in 2017, and in 2018, she went to the trial and saw things for herself and saw how the media was distorting the picture, what actually happened. They were distorting the truth so that they could secure a guilty verdict. Because when you have a guilty verdict, when you have a black man behind jail, you can bankrupt that person, especially if you're trying to stop them from buying your network or you're trying to acquire their land and property. Bill Cosby has spent millions of dollars, I'm sure, on legal fees, on having an appellate team, having investigators look into his case. And lucky for him, he had the resources to do that. That was just one letter. I have several other letters that I've written. But the thing is, even with the network, he tried Baby Doll at least 2 or 3 times to buy that network. In the 90s, in 1992, he tried it. He tried it in 1993, and he tried it in 2011. I had pointed that out. But at any rate, at any rate, Bill Cosby, certainly I think that his transgressions were used against him, and this DA, obviously, ran a campaign on it. Now, what is interesting, I noticed that this news was reported earlier. The Comedy Cellar, which is a comedy club out in New York, they heard that Bill Cosby, of course, he's announced that he's going to be going back headlining, going on comedy tours. They've actually ruled that he is banned from setting foot into that venue. According to the New York Post, the Comedy Cellar out in New York, in Greenwich Village, which has had stars from Jerry Seinfeld to Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, of course, I believe he got his start working out there. I think, Eddie did the comic strip. That was one he did, but I know he's been at the Comedy Cellar before, but Chris Rock, Robin Williams, all of those guys performed there. They're saying that he is not welcome. Noam Dworman, who is the club owner, said he won't book Cosby in the beloved brick-lined basement venue because cellar audience wouldn't support it. Now, Noam Dworman let Aziz Ansari and Louis C.K. perform in 2018. And when drawing the comparison, he explained that he has drawn the line on Cosby because the accusations against the former TV star were far worse than Aziz Ansari and Louis C.K. Comparing Bill Cosby to these other guys is absurd, Dworman said, adding that other two comics were not charged with the crime. Dworman, who got death threats after allowing Louis C.K. to perform, said, "I don't want to talk about this to begin with. I just think these comparisons are ridiculous." Well, let me say this. Andrew Wyatt responded. He stated that his client is unfazed by the showbiz snub. That's one club owner, and in the words of the king of R&B, Bobby Brown, it's his prerogative to do what he wants to do. Now, I take issue with this, and let me say this. I have never performed, obviously. I've never been to the Comedy Cellar, and it is a business they can do and hire whoever they want. But none of those Will Cosby, you just said that none of those guys, Louis C.K. and Aziz Ansari, were not charged with the crime. Where have we gotten to the point in the country? We have gotten to this point in the country, as a country, that, I'm sorry to hear that, Baby Doll. We have gotten to a point in this country where the presumption of innocence means nothing anymore. We have to decide as a nation whether we believe in the Fifth Amendment. Do we believe in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Sixth Amendment, the right to a fair and impartial trial, rather than just focus on accusations? If you have one person make an accusation, or whether it's 100 persons making an accusation, That's all they are. They are accusations. They are fucking worthless until you have evidence. Doesn't matter if they're accused of petty theft or they're accused of terrorism. Of petty theft, you could get away with a fine. You get convicted of terrorism or treason, that's the death penalty. Doesn't matter. In this country, you're innocent till proven guilty, and you can have your conviction overturned. Just like with OJ, I can be acquitted, and no matter what the fact that I was acquitted for something, no matter the fact that I was able to vindicate myself and prove my innocence, that I can show that the government cheated, then I'm still guilty in your eyes. I am still a Negro. I'm a nigger to you. It doesn't surprise me that the Comedy Cellar is doing this, obviously. A Negro. It doesn't surprise me. Some other clubs will probably snub Bill Cosby as well, but Bill Cosby, first and foremost, don't even need to perform at a comedy club. He can sell out venues. He can sell out the Smoothie King Center. He could sell out the Cajun Dome in Lafayette. He can go to other places. There are people that will pay money to see him. He can go on college tours if he wants at HBCUs. There will be people that will pay money to go see Bill Cosby perform. Trust me. He has people waiting. There were people that were calling him when I listened to his interview with Andrew Wyatt, people who on publicly were denouncing him, but privately, once the case was dismissed, oh yeah, they were calling him, telling him, oh, we were down with you from the beginning. We believed in him from the beginning. No, you didn't. Gavin, there are some simps out there that believe the women that told a lie on Bill, but what they don't understand is that what would happen to Bill Cosby would eventually happen to them. Yes. Look at the case of Albert Wilson. Albert Wilson is a young man who was locked up because a girl thought that he raped her. Not that they have proof that he did rape her, or knew for a fact that they raped her. She was raped. The KU student out of Kansas, he gets a new trial. "20 years old, accused of raping a 17-year-old. Now she returned. Now the reason why the court overturned that decision was that they said that he had ineffective assistance of counsel. But truth be told, there was not enough evidence in my finding that they could actually convict this kid. They omitted text messages in the case. You listen to this, it says, it's very rare to be successful on ineffective assistance of counsel, whether it is done during the course of direct appeal, like we did in this case, or afterwards. It's probably a 1 to 3 success rate. Wilson's attorney, Michael Whalen, said, I've handled maybe 40 or 50 of these cases in district court and over 400 cases on appeal. And this case was the strongest case I have seen. The judge also noted thousands of text messages omitted as evidence in the trial that could have influenced the jury's decision. Attorneys argued this evidence contradicted statements in psychiatric evaluations and courtroom testimony. One of the attorneys for Wilson stated that as fathers of many children between the two of us, we do not take these accusations lightly. We know she has a different perspective. We feel really strongly Albert is an innocent man who was wrongfully accused. The reality of a retrial is what we have to point out inconsistencies. We have to point out what we think was dishonest statements that the alleged victim made. That was Josh Duman, who was another attorney for Albert Wilson. So you guys see here, this stuff does happen. That stuff does happen, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Albert Wilson. So she dreamed he raped her. They had no DNA evidence to convict this kid. Nothing. The only thing they had was, and he confirmed this is when they were making out, he kissed her on her breast. That was the only thing they had. Y'all look at this article, and this was this year, March of 2021. So he's getting a new trial, which I'm happy is going to happen for him. He's 25 years old. So this happened when he 5 years ago when he was 20 years old. I mean, this was ridiculous. So don't think this can't happen to you. But you know, Bill Cosby, what he might be able to do, you know, he may do a virtual tour. But there will be people that will go to his shows. There will be people that will support him. In all honesty, I don't know if I would do a comedy show, me personally, but you know, just because all the stuff that's going on, I would focus on getting my lawsuit ready if I were Bill Cosby. But you know, he wants to go back maybe and do tours and help people and talk about his experience in prison, being wrongfully convicted. You know, for a Supreme Court, a conservative Supreme Court, to do that at best, ladies and gentlemen, that's not an easy feat. If the Supreme Court was able to overturn a wrongful conviction, and they were able to show that the prosecutor violated an agreement, then that had to have been too egregious even for their standings, for their likings. But y'all check out the article on Albert Wilson and look at that. Yeah, man, and the president of Haiti died. I was telling my dad that I wanted to talk about that. I don't know too much about it. I saw that came on. I was talking with Queen Shakur when I saw that. And I know supposedly they've caught the individuals that they say did this. Jovenel Moise. That happened early in the morning. The first lady was also Martine Moise. She's in critical condition. Stupid ads. So they did catch the people who they claim to have done it. I heard it was some Colombians and a few Haitians. I know the Black Authority was talking about it. I know that Tariq Nasheed has talked about it. The U.S. has denied. There's rumors that the DEA agents were involved in it, although they've been denounced by the State Department. Ned Price, he denied and said those claims were false. But that's interesting that the president gets assassinated like that in his home, and a president. I don't know how it is with Haiti, but typically those guys get 24-hour protection. It's supposed to get, I'm reading right here, if this will pull up. This is in the Los Angeles Times. It says 3 days after the plot thickens, as Moise's guards come under scrutiny. Moise's guards, excuse me. It's going to play another ad. 3 days after Haiti's president was killed inside his home on the outskirts of Port-au-Prince, it's still unclear who ordered and carried out the brazen hit. But a convoluted thicket of possible plots has emerged, with some officials blaming the assassination of President Jovenel Moise on a team. I said Moise. It's French. On a team of well-armed foreign mercenaries, and others suggesting that palace guards may have been involved. Evidence has also emerged that the guards and the alleged members and the alleged mercenaries could have worked in tandem, or that the guards or someone else may have set up the foreigners to take the fall. As officials continued their investigation into the murky circumstances surrounding Wednesday's early morning killing, Haiti's constitutional crisis deepened Saturday, with multiple politicians battling for control of the impoverished country and one faction calling on the United States to deploy troops to the island to ensure stability. That certainly would be an act of war if another nation assassinated our president. Yeah. Notice how this call this the former French colony, but the Haitians, like Toussaint Overture, they kicked ass on the French. They kicked the French ass. Napoleon actually, because of that revolution in 1803, that was what caused the Louisiana Purchase. Most people don't know that, because he was so depressed about what happened with Toussaint Overture and the overturning of, and Haiti fighting with the Haitians, that actually gave the United States control of a large area of land, the Louisiana Purchase. Let me just show y'all right quick. No, but he led the revolt, though, Bishop. Look at that area of land in white. That was all part of the Louisiana Purchase, of course, because the Mississippi River flowed from here all the way to there. Largest river in the United States. So that was part of it. Started in 1791, but when the Louisiana Purchase was made, they had been taking hits, and France was taking a hit, so they wanted to call their losses, and that's what they did. They kicked ass. And if they are trying to deploy United States troops out there to stabilize it, I don't know about that one. That would not be a good idea on them calling on it. Yeah, they've been having issues with Haiti because of that. Notice they call it a former French colony. They're not saying much on it. All right. But yeah, but that was interesting news, man. We got to monitor what's going on in Haiti. I couldn't believe I wasn't going to talk about it, but I saw Tariq had mentioned it on his radio broadcast, and I've seen others. I don't like to talk about stuff that I don't know too much on, what the situation in Haiti is going on there. But it's been a long time since I've known a leader be assassinated. Probably Muammar Gaddafi would have been the last one, although he publicly executed. But to be assassinated in your home, like he was, like this president was, and they almost killed his wife at that as well. You know, those guys are supposed to have security around the clock. You know, and I don't even know I don't even know what the protocol is for, you know, the Haitian versions of the Secret Service there. But I just know that those guys are supposed to be protected around the clock. And if he didn't get that, then something doesn't pass the smell test with me. All right. I see the people in the chat, baby doll. What's going on? Thank you. I'm glad you love the channel, baby doll. Y'all tune in to Bishop Scott's blog talk channel that he has. What's up, Lamiko? Well, I mentioned that Queen Consciousness. He was against vaccines. And now I think the Biden administration, they're supposed to be bringing in some vaccines. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't know if that's true or not. But can anybody confirm? It was rumored. According to the CDC, they actually have level 4 of COVID-19 in Haiti. I just went there. They're asking avoid travel there, make sure you're fully vaccinated. You know, some people haven't gotten it. Email is at the bottom. It's just me. Yeah, people still do blog talk radio. Even Valerie Denise Jones does it on the Judge Joe Brown show. I've told her to do live stream. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Y'all hit the donate channel too. Please donate to the donate link on Cash App. You see at the bottom in the ticker, the Cash App, Gavin Richard Esquire, Google Pay, gavin.grich1@gmail.com, and PayPal. Before I wrap it up, I got to do a special thank you. A special thank you to all of you who have subscribed to this channel. Over 1,000 subscribers. I want to thank you all. I see Butterflies just asked any international travel. I'm just looking on, that was just on the CDC's website. And I'll just put the link, I'll share it with you. What they said here, I'll go back to it if I can. Okay, I'm in the wrong section. Let me back out of it. I'll just share it again. Some people just don't believe what's being written. Well, that's happens, but this is what they said. Avoid travel to Haiti as of June 7, 2021. They wrote avoid travel. If you have to travel, make sure you're fully vaccinated. Okay. All right, let me get out of here. All right. But just go to the CDC's website to look all of that stuff up, butterflies. It's over 1,000. 1,000 plus. We have 1,076 subscribers to this channel. So I want to send a special shout out. First off to Baby Doll for being the 1,000 subscriber. Because she said that there was 999 when she looked and she subscribed. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And all the other people who have subscribed. I can't name all of you, but people that have followed this channel religiously, from Brother Bernard Johnson to Derek Bailey to Rosalind, Bossa Queenie, Butterfly 70, Black Mama, of course. Black Mama, I know she's probably working, which is why we don't see her in the chat often. I also want to thank Nicole's View. Nicole, I've thanked her already with the Cosby coverage. Oh, and on that note too, let me also thank Drew Story News, because he was very influential with that. You know, he actually was out there when this stuff started too, doing these campaigns and documentaries on Cosby. It's an honor to know you too, Pearlie. I thank you. And Nicole, though, she helped blow up my channel and get more subscribers started. I started to get more and more people coming. When I saw some of her videos, and we reached out and we had been talking, and we've been friends ever since. You know, I go on her channel and she comes on mine. And the same thing with this next person, this next female, this next queen. I'm going to thank Queen Amadaya Shakur, because she's actually sent most of you all who are subscribers, the royals and royalettes, as I call it, to her channel. You've come over to mine. Some chick named Star, shout out to you as well, baby. You came over here from Dwan Brown. Dwan shouted me out. Shout out to Dwan. I know you did a live stream earlier with Dr. Randy Short. So I want to thank you all. We have really gone through a lot trying to get this channel, you know, to that point. It has taken a lot of work. It's not easy to do. If it were, everybody would be doing it. Everybody could do it. However, we're not stopping here. We want more and more people to come to this channel. We, of course, want this monetized. It is, hopefully, we'll get monetized soon. I got to shout out to Sean James, because Sean has also brought some people over here, too. So a bunch of people who have come on, from Sean to Queen to Nicole, Dwan, a bunch of people that have helped this channel out in the past. I want to thank you. Drew Story News, all the people that have come on my channel. I want to thank you all. It has been an honor to be doing this. And I started doing this, of course, with the pandemic. Like most people, we were all stuck at home. We weren't working. We didn't have, you know, I shouldn't say nothing to do, because there's always something you can find, but maybe something normal that we don't do. Some things that we didn't do and pay attention to do normally, and as things were more, you know, we were more accustomed to doing things before this pandemic was done. We had a regular routine, and we had to back away from all of that when the pandemic started. So we started to move on doing things. I started to blog much further, do more live streams, making my Sundays, my Thursdays, and my Tuesdays available to come on, you know, this channel and do this. So I want to thank you all. This again, this has been a blessing. You know, this is a blessing. You know, I can start making money. Hopefully, if they monetize it in Well, it should be monetized once you pass 1,000 subscribers and have over at least 40,000 plus watch hours or 4,000 watch hours and so forth. And we've done that. Baby doll, if you need anything, you can email me to, or even give me a call. My number is at the bottom, as you can see. But donate to the. I can't stress it enough. I ask you guys to please, if you can, support by donating to the Cash App, to the Google Pay, or the PayPal. Again, it's been a real treat knowing you all and work. I'm making it sound like I'm leaving. I'm not. But yeah, some chick named Star. Shout out to you, dear, because you're one of my newest subscribers here. We've reached even 100 on the backup channel. So if you're on, see my backup channel, Gavin Richard, you guys can go there and subscribe to that as well, in case something happens to this channel. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, hope we're gonna shoot for 1 million. We're gonna shoot for 2 million. Yeah, YouTube does take a chunk of the money from the super chats. That has happened. I'm aware of that. That's why I say it's better to donate to my channel, and I still stress that you donate if you can, because I appreciate it. Shout out to Brother Bernard, because he gave something in the chat. He gave something actually through the Cash App. I appreciate it. I thank you all, those that continue to support me. I will be back this Tuesday. I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about, though, this Tuesday. Perhaps we may have Al Lanier come back on and talk about, I think we'll have Brother Al Lanier come back on, or I don't know what the topic is, but you guys have given me some thoughts about some celebrity deaths that we should get into. But you guys be safe and be blessed. I hope that you all have a good day, have a good evening. I'm going to go watch the game. I know it's on right now. I was supposed to go work out and I stopped. Man, but this has been quite a ride, y'all. This has been quite a ride. So you guys be safe and be blessed. Let me know what y'all what shows you want to do next. Someone said do one on Sharon Stone. Oh yeah, Sharon Stone hanging out with that rapper. I seen that shit. Sharon Stone was and she came out quick and said, "I'm not dating him." No. That's the dude that's the Negro that covers himself up, putting that skull cap on his face. Who's that nigga? Who is he? She says she is not dating him. RMR. Now, back in the day, Sharon Stone was hot. I'm not going to lie. Back in the day, she was a very attractive woman. And I'm talking about the 80s. So she's made it clear that they're friends. Just friends. Lord knows I hate TMZ, but she says, that's her, I guess that's her son.
How are you, Cheryl? Great. You look beautiful. Hey, Cheryl, is it true you're dating RMR, the rapper? No?
You couldn't have asked a funnier question, I think.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a beautiful day. Oh,
Oh my God. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, that's kind of like a banger.
you're an angel.
I know. I know. You took a picture of it.
You're an angel, Cheryl. Have a beautiful day.
So she was shopping with her son.
You're
Oh, yeah.
welcome.
She's
Bye-bye.
thinking that. Oh, hell no. Oh. that look that looks straight out of Bamboozled. All he needs is some gloves and a top hat. He'll come out, do the spirit fingers. No, jazz hands. Ugh. Well, she said, I'm not dating him. Okay. And remember, Sharon Stone told that BS that she was uncomfortable about doing that scene. I remember that scene in Basic Instinct. And a producer, Alan Marshall, I believe she said a producer told her to sleep with Basic Instinct co-star to build chemistry. She didn't name the producer, but Alan Marshall was one of the producers, as was Mario Cosa, Luis D. Esposito, you have to be careful who you name, and William S. Beasley. But those were the producers of the film. And I saw earlier Yeah, but I remember she was saying how she didn't want to do it. I believe that scene or so forth. Harvey did a video on it. And the director of Basic Instinct, she says she was tricked, essentially. And Paul Verhoeven was the director of the film. He had a different account from it. He says, my memory is radically different from Sharon's memory. That does not stand in the way and has nothing to do with the wonderful way that she portrayed Catherine Tremell. She played the serial killer. She said that the light, she was told by the director, the light was reflecting poorly off of her underwear and that she was asked to remove them. And she claimed she had not known the frontal nudity would be included in the film. But Verhoeven has directed a lot of hit films. Verhoeven directed RoboCop, the original RoboCop in 1987, not the remake bullshit. And he directed, was it Total Recall, the 1990 version? He directed Showgirls. Can't help him on that one. He's also done Starship Troopers. So he's done most of his films. They do is graphically violent. But her version is impossible, Verhoeven says when he's talking about her the infamous frontal nudity vagina scene. She knew exactly what we were doing. I told her it was based on a story of a woman that I knew when I was a student who did the crossing of her legs without panties regularly at parties. When my friend told her we could see her vagina, she said, of course, that's why I do it. Then Sharon and I decided to do a similar sequence, Verhoeven alleged. So she didn't confirm, she didn't respond. But it's a very different story. You transpose that to what she says, that she says she was tricked into doing it. So, yeah, the casting couch goes on. Well, Sharon stated when the movie came out, she did. I know what you're talking about. Michael Douglas is still alive. Yeah, he plays Hank Pym in the Marvel Comics Ant-Man series. His dad, Kirk Douglas, just died. Actually, I think about a year ago. Kirk Douglas was 101 years old. But I mean, Sharon Stone, I remember. I remember Sharon Stone when she was doing. Uh, she's about 63. But I remember when she was doing Police Academy movies. She did Action Jackson. She was in Sylvester Stallone movie, The Specialist. Yeah, she was very looked very different, much younger. This is what she looked like in the 80s. Yeah, she did all. Hold on. This is her from Total Recall, so this is the one I remember. Okay. She was an attractive woman back in the day. Can't deny that. That's her in the early 80s. She even did a Steven Seagal movie. I think it was Above the Law. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, Above the Law. And Steven Seagal played before he was fat. That was his first major role. He was breaking necks. Now he's breaking bread. Come on, Cohagen. Give the people air. She was in the Police Academy 4. Yeah, Citizens on Patrol. Who knows? Mike Douglas might have stuff on some of those people that have his secrets. All I know is that Hugh Hefner checked out at the right time. Not just Mike Douglas, Warren Beatty too. Warren Beatty ran through a lot. Warren Beatty ain't got Me Too'd yet. I'm surprised. Oh, Sharon Stone is from Pennsylvania. Okay. Now, how'd she hook up with RMR? How'd that happen? Yeah, she gloated about it. And I mean, look, people can have a public facade that they can put on and say something publicly, but feel a completely different way privately. That does happen. You do things for a job, but I don't doubt. Yeah, I got a turkey neck. I don't doubt that she knew about. I think she knew about it beforehand. Me personally, before she did that scene, I don't think she was tricked. Not for something. Not for something that big. Because a woman would have been apprehensive, I'm sure, about showing their having their panties come off. Women don't even like them when you look at their panties. I wonder how her kids feel going back looking at their mom with the airplane open. The airplane. the air the airport open for landing. How they feel about seeing that? Yeah, Marion Ramsey, she played Hook. She died last year. I remember. Bubba Smith's dead. Mahoney's still alive. Sweet Chuck's alive. Tackleberry's dead. Commandant Lassard's dead. Uh, Captain Harris is still alive. All right. But anyway, guys, let me get on out of here. If you'd like to advertise, please send an email, gavin.grich1@gmail.com. Also, join the Patreon. The Patreon, the same as GBoo2786 for exclusive content. We just uploaded one of our podcast episodes that I did on Anchor with brother Thomas TJ Lofton. Y'all should support that brother. Google him. ThomasTJLofton.com. That's actually one of his websites. And of course, guys, please support the Cash App and the PayPal. You can donate at the email and at the Cash App link. Gavin Richard, Esquire. Gavin Richard, Esquire. Yeah, they turned out to our children. All right, guys, that's been it for me. This has been another edition of Gavin Richard Presents here on YouTube. I'll holla. See y'all on Tuesday. Peace.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, cause on the dance floor is where the movie is. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on and move your body. Cause when the beat is really moving, start to feel your body moving. Gotta get on and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on Earth, Wind and Fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop or do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on it and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, start to feel your body moving. Gotta get on it and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Now, 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you're breathing, you're achieving. So if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll feel the groove. Get on the floor. Get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, start to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove. Get on the floor. Get on up. Yeah, gotta get on. Come on, baby, gotta get on. Baby, feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Yeah, Michael Winslow Rosslyn. He was in the Cheech and Chong movie. I think that was Up in Smoke, but he was also one of the voices of the Gremlins. I think he was the voice of Stripe, the leader, if I'm not mistaken. But he's been around for a long time, making those sound effects. Boom, boom, boom. Because I say, oh, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Yeah, I'm on a podcast. I'm on a live stream. Y'all heard my mom. She said, don't do that. All right. She's coming on next live stream, and she's going to dance. And she just messed up the ending of the show. Good night, guys. Check out my website, NaughtyCreoleBlends2.com. Boom, 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 boom.